backcourt and everybody the other day.
You got a Joe Johnson that can score and defend his position. You got Darren that can do the same. There are a lot of good backcourt, not only good backcourts that can do that. You got two guys that can get you 18, 20 every night and they can defend their positions.
There are people who are saying, like, what about Nash and Kobe? What about that backcourt?
They're good. I like them. But I think ours is better. I just think that the physicality of these guys are very physical. They can post up. I think Nash comes another taking anything with him. I just think ours is better. If you ask Mitch, he'd probably say here's better. It's like a Carolina Duke.
So how would you describe that? Just that moment, whether it was relief or whatever, when Darren finally, I assume it was picking the phone, texting him. But tell me how he.
Well, you know, the ironic thing is after we met with them, I guess the night before, I thought we did a good job, felt good. And then the next morning I see his car parked there, he's working out. So I go in the weight room, he's smiling, we're joking, we're looking. Okay, so he comes to the office, we talk about rosters, and as he's leaving, I go, so? He goes, I'm not there yet. I was like, ah. But I felt comfortable when I got the phone call. It was, it's what you wanted to hear. And then, was able that night to go have dinner with him and his family and my family. I was happy for him because he was able to make a decision, felt comfortable, and it was behind him. It was good. He gets in town today. He has his physical. I talked to him yesterday. One thing Brooke said, I think when he was here for the unveiling of the logo, he said he wanted to play in the building, and that's what it says. I said, you're starting center for the Brooklyn Nets, go to the building. And I said, apologize for what's going on. I said, it's going on for a long time, but now it's behind you.
It's over?
It's behind you.
I'm happy with that Dwight Howard situation.
Am I or him?
No, you.
Yeah, I'm just glad now that we have a direction. We know where we're going, and it's nice, as Darren said, to have Brooke, to have Joe, to have Gerald resign, Darren working on Humphreys, got to get that done. And then we got some other pieces we got to fill.
Billy, why did you decide it was ultimately the best decision to move on from Dwight Howard?
It wasn't about moving on. It was about, at some point you've got to decide, we've got a young center that's pretty good. And it was about getting him under contract and getting him focused and getting our team focused on that.
Billy, how big of a factor do you think Brooklyn was and the Barclays Center to Darren re-signing with the team?
I'm not going to bore you. He already talked about that. I'm not going to speak for him. He's on that side. He'll let him do it. I know he was excited.
Billy, you said this team could be competitive this year. I mean, is it a playoff team just to start?
Well, that's our goal. Our goal is I think we have a team on paper that can be a playoff team, actually, yes. Now the goal is to work together and try to see if we can be a team. Ultimately, you want to be in the top four, so you have home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to see how quickly it comes together. What I like about it, it's a la Boston, when they put theirs together, they put pieces together. We got a two-guard, that's a two-guard. We got Gerald resigned, that was the acquired Gerald, to get a veteran three. The whole process was about, once you got Darren, you had Brooke, which is now fill around them. And that's what I like about it. You don't have guys who are going to be playing out of position, they're all are their natural fits.
How close do you feel you are to achieving that vision of building a team that can be championship caliber?
I've never been one to say, hey, we're there. Even when I played back in college, we had a good team position. You still got to play the game, so I don't get caught up in, I read what you guys say, it's fun, but to me it's about, I look forward to the first day of practice, because now, to be able to watch, and in Philadelphia I never really had a team like this, to be able to watch, an All-Star to 2, an All-Star to 3, an All-Star to 1, and I think Brooke Lopez has a chance to be an All-Star to 5. That's going to be pretty special to see them practice. I told Darren, I said, now when we go play Miami, Joe Johnson gets to guard Dwayne Wade. Now Dwayne Wade's got to guard Joe Johnson. Gerald and LeBron. Now Darren. So now you go into it, you feel like I said, Darren, now when you go through warm-ups, you can look down the other side and look at the groups. Okay, now it's you got an even fighting chance.
Was you guys deciding, it's the free agency is now for real, we got to re-sign Brooke, and how much was it maybe Orlando pulling away a little bit?
You got to ask them what they did. We had to make a decision. I had the meeting set with Aaron in LA on that Wednesday, and I knew that day I was going to. And Aaron had we started negotiating with Brooke pretty early in the free agency, so it wasn't like we weren't negotiating with Brooke. And I was going to be on the West Coast, and Aaron and I were going to sit down, and I knew then we were going to hammer out a deal.
So you felt like you just couldn't wait any longer?
No, I just, I was going to sit down with Aaron. As I said, we're going to hammer out a deal, and that's what it was. It wasn't about, the other teams knew that we're going to hammer out a deal.
You said that this is, you've got this now, this kind of finale, you know, every team is a recent Brooklyn. Is that other saga truly behind you guys, though, or is there still something?
Yeah, I'm not worried about all these reports of the dates. I didn't know when the date was, but we're building and going forward. I look forward to this team playing. I'm not focusing on another date or doing anything with. We're going to build with this team here.
Joey, how about the radar before Danny Curry called you back that day?
It wasn't. I always looked at Joe, but I didn't. You didn't know what they were going to do. I had talked to Rick's son previously, and the last years they talked about breaking up pieces at some time, and it was never Joey who talked about it. And when Danny got it, we congratulated. We talked about his job, and I had talked to Danny before he took it, and he called back and said, "Would you consider Joe?" I said, "What would it take?" And we went back and forth when he got it.
Do you see
Billy
Teletovic as a starter, as maybe coming off the bench?
Everybody's going to earn it.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody.
How long?
I think practice will determine that.
Yeah. And how long were you aware of him? How long were you?
We've been aware for a while.
How confident are you about resigning Chris?
We've got the ability to pay him more than anybody else, but it's going to be a negotiation. But the goal is to get him back.
If it's not him, do you feel like you've got alternatives in terms of? The guys you have on the roster, I think most people consider to be backups.
I feel like it's only been 2 weeks since free agency started.
I feel like it's been like a year. What is it, like July 13th?
13th.
Yeah.
Lucky Friday the 13th, right?
It's been a long, a lot of airplanes, a lot of phone calls. And I was good with my good friend Eddie Q, who works one of the top guys at Apple in Vegas, and I sent him the picture of Darren signed on the iPad, and he loved it. And then I said, "Can you get this battery to have longer life?" He goes, "Well," he saw me all day at the pool. He goes, "No wonder you don't have a battery. You always want it."
There you go. They must have loved it. That was a nice pop for them.
You know what? In order to get all those guys signed, there was a way to do it. And I got it from Jordan Farmer a year ago. He bought his house and signed all the documents on his iPad. And so I knew it was feasible. So Bobby and him had worked, and he was emailing the contract. So, as a matter of fact, Brooke, after we negotiated, he emailed it to Brooke at Orange's office. He signed it on an iPad there. On my way to the ESPYs, I did it in the car on my iPhone. I emailed it back to Bobby, and the release went out. Gerald Wallace, I think I did his before I got on the plane to go to Vegas to do Brooke. So all of them, it was via iPad. Even last night with Darren, I needed him to sign insurance stuff. We did it on the iPad.
How do you feel about the growth of this fan base?